Hi everyone, so today I wanted to talk about Athena's character in Epic the Musical. I've made some notes on my tablet, like very cohesive notes, but we'll see. Okay, so recently I've also been reading the Odyssey. I have the Iliad, I haven't read it yet, but I just wanted to show you because look how pretty it is. But I've been reading the Odyssey, so mostly this analysis is going to be based on the musical, but I also might add some bits from what I've read. I haven't read a lot, but still something.
Goddess of wisdom, master of war.
So we're gonna start off by I read someone saying the gods in Greek mythology were often characterized or humanized concepts in life and nature. So for example, we've got like Poseidon, he's the ocean. The ocean is ruthless, powerful, unpredictable, all of that. The ocean does not care what your reason was for swimming. You're gonna sink anyway. That's probably not the best way to explain that, but I hope you know what I mean. You've got Hades. Hades is a good example because Hades is death. I saw someone say that, like, of course Hades abruptly takes away a young girl from her mother without much warning. That is what death does. So here Athena's like the same thing but for wisdom and strategy. She's got more stuff going on, like in here she's got like weaving, technical skill, but it's like that general area. So Athena's theme is wisdom. What I think Athena is meant to embody, like on the surface it is just her knowing what strategy to use, knowing the winning tactics, having that experience, but the point is she uses that experience to have the best strategies, and you need that experience to be able to pass it on and be wise, if that makes sense. So I think what makes Athena wise is that she keeps having these experiences and keeps learning. It also makes sense that she has these experiences with humans. So yeah, Athena is like the embodiment of wisdom and strategy and wit and tactics and all of that. And then we look at Odysseus, on the other hand. Odysseus also possesses like the qualities. I don't know if he's wise per se, but he's definitely clever. He has a lot of knowledge about the battlefield. He's very quick thinking. He makes a lot of strategies, which is why Athena took a liking to him. However, the difference between them is that to Athena, strategy is just what she is, whereas to Odysseus, strategy is a tool. It's not something that is part of him. It's more like something he uses to get to his goal, to keep his comrades safe, to get home to his family. He uses the strategies he has and the cleverness he has through the lens of his humanity, because he's only using all of that because he wants to get back home. He's also limited by that humanity because he's not gonna do the best things, because the best strategy is not always humane. It's not always something he morally agrees with. Whereas Athena doesn't really care about that because she doesn't have the humanity to limit her, right? Odysseus has meaning in the consequences of his strategies. Athena just has victory or losses. And that's what causes like their fight, because Cyclops kills a bunch of Odysseus's men and Odysseus wants to create meaning out of that loss, which is not the most strategic thing to do. Like logically, like the people are dead anyway. So Athena's like, you should kill him before he can hurt you more, because you've blinded him, you've escaped, yes. But Odysseus isn't thinking about the fact that, oh, who is this guy? Is there any way he could come back and hurt me? He doesn't want his friends to die for nothing. So he tells him, I'm Odysseus of Ithaca, and think of me the next time you don't spare someone, right? Because he's like, okay, well, at least I can teach this guy something. Because, yeah, especially at the start, before, like, what's it called? The Lightning Saga? I don't remember what it was called. But the one with Zeus in it, the one where he kills all his friends. Spoiler, but he kills all his friends. See, the whole point is to get his crew back home so he can see Penelope and so his crew can see their families. So to Odysseus, like, what's the point of any of this if I'm just gonna lose all my friends for nothing? Right? I have to make this mean something. There needs to be a reason for their death, so then the guy just got mad. It's like he could just ruthlessly go and kill everyone, but to him it's like, what's the point of all of that if you're gonna lose your humanity in the process? But Athena's goal is simply just to create this greatest warrior, right? That's what we get in the musical so far. I haven't really read the Iliad or the Odyssey enough, I don't think, to know fully. But going off of the musical, I was trying to think why she would like, on the one hand, I think the most probable thing is if you're embodying the wisdom and the strategy, you want to use it for something, you don't want to just let it go to waste. But a good reason would be for Athena to be remembered. She wants to be remembered for creating this greatest warrior. She wants to be admired. She wants to be feared. But it's also like, because I know in the Odyssey especially, there's this big theme of being remembered after your death, being remembered past your generations, which, like, makes sense in a poem passed down for 3,000 years. Like, in those 3,000 years, probably the theme of passing it down gets passed down as well. I've said this in, like, the other video I was reading the Odyssey in, but I still don't know how to quite word what I'm saying. I'm trying really hard, I promise. But it's like, it makes sense that this passing it down is a major theme. It's also like, Athena doesn't have the death to worry about. She doesn't have the legacy to worry about because she's gonna be there. She's a god. But I suppose it's not that she wants to be remembered after her death. But gods seem to have this tendency to want to be admired, respected. But the thing is, like, people can respect you in one generation, but in a god's point of view, people die all the time. They can be remembered by one generation, but then they die, and then it's like, unless they pass it down to their kids or the people that come next, it's like, you're gonna have to impress them all over again. She still kind of needs her legacy to be passed down, even though she's not dying. It's just like, she's only remembered as much as the poems and stories and songs that are left of her. And creating the greatest warrior in all of history, that's a pretty good story to pass down. I don't know. I don't really know Athena's motivations. Maybe they're different. Maybe it is just perhaps as simple as Athena wants to put her mind into something. She wants to use the tool that she is or she's been given. I don't know. It feels a bit mean to call her a tool, but, like, I don't know, there's kind of like a weird line to cross. Because also the thing about wisdom is that you can't just kind of be wise and like reach a point when you're wise. I think the point of wisdom is that you constantly keep learning and you have to update that wisdom. Like, wisdom is experience. I guess you could kind of stop at something, but, like, to be truly wise, I think you need to keep having experiences and keep relearning and keep reframing your mind and adjusting it. And knowing that you will never have the perfect scope of anything. But I guess maybe that's the point. Maybe Athena with the gift of immortality could at some point know everything perfectly and become the perfect, most wise person ever? Is that her goal? I don't know. Maybe she's trying to see how to train humans the best. I have no idea. I'm just yapping. I don't know. I'm not Athena. I'm just yapping. Yeah, I guess that's her goal. Whereas Odysseus, I don't think Odysseus cares that whether he's the smartest guy around. Like, at least that's not the vibe I get from the musical, and it's not the vibe I get from the book either when people are talking about him. The vibe I get is just he's using what he has for a purpose. When he was king of Ithaca, he was using it to rule as best as he could. He was described as a gentle ruler. He treated people equally, both the people of higher status and lower status. He was wise and he was clever, but not just for the sake of it. He had a reason and he wanted to make a difference with it. So yeah, Odysseus's wits are a tool. And in the musical, in the moment that Athena, I don't know, but kind of betrays him, I feel like I get where she's coming from, but it does still feel like a betrayal. At the point where Athena betrays him, they're having this clash because what's the point of winning? What's the point of doing everything right if it's all meaningless? If you don't make a difference, if nothing changes in the world, if you're not making it better, if he can't get his comrades home, if this guy is going to kill more sailors the next time they come, if he can't see his family again, what's the point of being the smartest guy if you don't have anything left, if the world sucks? So he's gonna make rash, emotional, dumb decisions, like doxing himself to the Cyclops and telling him his name and address. But I guess that's what makes him human. And that's something that Athena hasn't experienced. That's something she cannot know anything about because she simply is not human. Can only learn about it from the lens of characters like Odysseus and Telemachus, who I'm going to talk about in a minute, because I think Telemachus kind of brings out that arc out of her. But yeah.
And if I gotta drop another infant from a wall in an instant so we all don't die, then I'll become the monster. I will deal the blow.
But yeah, because just to talk about Odysseus a little bit, it's like this video is mostly centered about Athena, because I've been thinking about her a lot. But yeah, everything Odysseus has done was fueled by his humanity, and what I think is beautiful, but also tragic, is that even the fact that Odysseus is choosing to cut off his humanity, to not listen to it anymore, to be ruthless, to be how Athena and Poseidon told him to be, right? How the gods told him to be. If you look at it, the only people telling Odysseus to be like that is Athena getting mad at him for not killing the Cyclops, Poseidon getting mad at him for not killing the Cyclops, Aeolus, sorry if I'm mispronouncing that.
Great wind god Aeolus.
Aeolus is like, sometimes killing is a must. It's like the gods don't understand, right? And in a way they find it entertaining that, oh, look at these humans with their silly little emotions. As if the gods aren't the most vain, emotional, rash creatures ever. Probably because they have no consequences. Like, what's gonna happen if they mess up? They're gods. But anyway, that's another rant. Yeah, like, Odysseus cuts off his humanity. He loses his humanity on purpose because of his humanity. Because he realizes that he cannot get the things that his human heart desires. He cannot see his family. He cannot bring his comrades home. If he keeps being the loving and caring, the person who wants to make the world a better place, he cannot do those things if that is his motivation, which is so messed up, and I love it. It's just like, Jesus Christ, Homer, you didn't have to go that hard on this guy. Anyway, what was I talking about? I was talking about something else. But yeah, to the point he even kills his friends, which was like the goal in the first place. Like, that was the thing that caused him to become the monster. And then he kills them for it. It's like, Jesus Christ. I was so sad in the musical. I am not ready to read about it, okay? Yeah, anyway, I've gotten a bit off track. We were talking about Athena.
You're not looking for a mentor, I'm not looking for a friend. I mistook you for a dead man, what a waste of effort spent.
From Athena's point of view, when Odysseus spares the Cyclops, who now has all of his personal data, knows where he lives and knows his name, and can just say to Poseidon, not something that Odysseus was thinking about. I kind of wonder if Athena knew and she just didn't tell him because she was so pissed, which would make sense why she was guilty afterwards once she found him on Calypso's island. But anyway, yeah, she left because in Athena's mind, that was a dumb thing to do. That was a dumb, emotional, human thing to do. And the best strategy is no longer because her goal is to train him to be the greatest warrior. That is a dumbass thing to do for the greatest warrior. So her strategy now is, well, it's not the best strategy to keep training this guy. I'm gonna go find someone else because this guy's an idiot. The most strategic move is no longer to stick around. See ya. So she leaves for 8 years. And this is a guy she's helped raise. She's been there for most of his life. She's been molding him. His not whole life, but like a good chunk of his life, she's been molding him into the person she wanted him to become. And then she returns. And she finds Odysseus trapped on Calypso's island. She sees, at least in the musical, she sees everything that's happened to him. She sees him going insane with absolutely no possible way for him to leave by himself just through the power of his mind. Which is what he's been relying on. He has no way to leave. He has no way to strategize out of a magical island that's hidden from everyone, like even the gods, I think? I'm not sure. To the point where Odysseus has no possible way to escape his pain, like, let alone see his comrades and family. He has no way to escape this torture that he's been given. Because this is basically torture for Odysseus, right? Like, he has no way to strategize out of this. He's never gonna see his family again. And now he has to, like, this doesn't count as cheat. Like, there is no way that him being with Calypso counts as cheating, let's make that clear. But he has to, like, he probably thinks he is. Or at least on some level, he probably does feel the guilt of having to be with Calypso in that way because she's forcing him to. When all he wants to do is see his wife. And it's like, that is torture for that guy. He finds no other solution to escape this constant pain than death. Because Athena decided it wasn't the most strategic thing for her to get her greatest warrior of the mind to stick around with him. And I think And I think at this point, like, Athena realizes this. Which, yeah. It's like, I think Athena starts at this point realizing her priorities and being like, maybe there are more important things than me creating this greatest warrior I made up for my own metric of wisdom.
Little wolf, fight, show them that you've got some fight. Little wolf, fight, take advantage now and strike. Little wolf, strike, don't go down without a fight. Little wolf, fight, little wolf, get up and fight.
But yeah, and then she goes to Telemachus. She sees him struggling as well, and he has no way of doing it either. He's the same potential that she has with Odysseus, because also in the Odyssey, everyone compares Telemachus to Odysseus constantly. Right, so he has the same potential, and it's like, Athena could just do the same thing, and just mold Telemachus this time, and just teach him all the things that I guess she failed to teach Odysseus for him to make that mistake. Like, that could be one strategy. But the thing is, then she'd just be doing the same thing over and over again, and that's not wisdom, that's insanity. This time she doesn't, she does teach Telemachus kind of, but more in the way she's not molding him anymore. She's kind of like letting him grow as he wants to grow, or as is natural for him. She's just there to give him that support. She's there to give him that, well, not father, well, I guess in the Odyssey, kind of a father figure, because the musical kind of misses out on the whole mentor and mentees thing, where Athena, like, disguises herself as one of Odysseus' old friends to then mentor him. So I guess kind of gives him a father figure that he didn't have. So that's like a whole thing. I'm not going to talk about that too much. She gives him that support he never had because his father's been at war. She learns from him instead.
I've never felt strong before. You're my friend, I couldn't ask for more. And so I think maybe if life wasn't spent as planned, maybe it's time that you lend a hand. I don't think you might. If not his friend, then mine. Maybe to fall is to learn one way. Maybe.
She does. In the Odyssey itself, it is more like, I think it's more like Telemachus learns from Athena. Or I guess learns from the people around him, with Athena being there to guide him and help him. And Athena is mostly just moral support for Telemachus in this book. But yeah, in the musical, she like listens to Telemachus and she kind of opens up a bit. And she calls Odysseus her friend.
I had a friend before and he was a lot like you.
Because before she refused to say that. Like at their like intro? Like in the song where Athena and Odysseus like meet. He's like, what's it called? What did he say?
If you're looking for a mentor, I'll make sure your time's well spent.
Sounds like a plan, goddess and man, best is a friend.
We'll see where it ends.
Okay.
If you're looking for a mentor, sounds like a plan, goddess and man, best is of friends, we'll see where it ends. Okay, like that bit. She's like, no, we'll see. We'll see if it's strategic enough to be friends with you. But with Telemachus, she's like, I had a friend before, he was a lot like you. And then Telemachus is like, if not his friend, then mine. And she doesn't say no, and then she defends him in God Game. He's like, hold your tongue now, his son's my friend. Right? She learned about the power of friendship. That's my ramble over. No, is it over? Is there more I want to say? But yeah, I guess Athena realizes that, I don't know where I'm going with this, to be honest. I just wanted to talk, but, oh yeah, and then there's the thing.
Let him go, please. Let him go.
Okay, then Athena, goddess of wisdom, does like the stupidest thing any god could ever do, and that is to challenge Zeus himself. Right, the king of gods, the most powerful guy. She's like, listen, I know you put this guy on this island of Calypso, but I don't want that. I think that's dumb. You should free him. That is the dumbest thing a god could do. With Athena's years of experience, and like, she would know that that guy is not gonna respond to that kindly. She came out of his head. She was born from his head, right? So she would know that. But she does it anyway. And then Zeus is like, okay, well, you can, but you have to get all of these people who don't like Odysseus to like Odysseus. So then she has to figure out what these people care about. So with Apollo, she's like, I don't know, Apollo's verse was nice, but I think Apollo kind of didn't really care. He was just there because Zeus told him to be there. He was like, oh, I guess he killed some sirens and I like songs. And she was like, well, next time they shouldn't kill these sailors then. And he was like, yeah, fair enough. Then there was Hephaestus. With Hephaestus like forges stuff. It takes effort. It takes practice. And he's like, he's ruined the trust of his comrades. That's why he died. So, good. Didn't die, sorry. It's like, he ruined the trust of his comrades. He betrayed them. Let him rot. She's like, no, they ruined the trust that he's been building. He was trying to protect them and they didn't listen. So it's like, Athena realizes Hephaestus cares about trust. And then she's got Aphrodite, who... Aphrodite on her own could be a whole massive rant. I love Aphrodite. Aphrodite is also a war goddess, right? But, okay, this... I'm trying so hard to stay on track. I just want to talk about this so bad. But, can you tell I have autism? Even when I don't tell people, when I walk into, like doctor's appointments and stuff, they ask me that, and I'm like, I didn't even say anything yet. Anyway. Like, the spectrum is spilling out of me. Anyway. What was I saying? Aphrodite cares about the bonds, the love between people. And Ares cares about blood. Like, she has to realize what's motivating them to be saying no. Also, she has to think from that perspective of what people care about and how to use her strategy to get what she cares about, right? Because then it switches to after... Oh yeah, there was also Hera, who's like... Zeus cheats on Hera all the time, I think. So she was like, yeah, he never cheated on his wife.
Release him.
Release him. Anyway, and she goes to Zeus and is like, I played your game and won, which is a stupid sentence to say to Zeus. Stupid sentence to say to Zeus, but she says it anyway. And then obviously he gets mad. And he's like, you dumbass. No one wins my game. I'm insecure. And then he almost kills her, which I don't know if she's dead or not. I hope she's not dead, because I'm gonna cry if she dies. If her supposedly like dying, I don't think gods can die. I don't think gods... Calypso said gods can't die, so I don't really know what's going on there. I think... I don't know, I read Circe, like, the book by Madeline Miller, and, like, there, like, Circe was, like, not killed, but, like, she was incapacitated for, like, ages, for, like, days on end, or, like, weeks on end, and had to regenerate. So I think they can come, like, as close as you can to dying, and then have to, like, regenerate again before they can do anything. Either way, that's still a big deal for them, because, like, for a god to be incapacitated, like, what is that? Like, with her dying words, with like, Zeus being like, I'm the king, I'll do what I want, fuck Odysseus. With her dying words, she begs him to bring him back. Which, like, I don't know. I had a thought in my head and it's gone now. But that felt important. I'm painting an image. I hope you can pick up the pieces, because I can't put them together. Like, I need to... You know... Listen, man, I just want to talk. But yeah, that's... I really, really like Athena as a character. I really like the mirror of her between Odysseus and Telemachus. They're like a mirror triangle. Right? I think they're really cool. I really like the direction that Jorge went with the musical. Even though he hasn't done the whole confusing Athena pretends to be like two different men who are basically the same guy. Because that was a bit confusing. I can see how you wouldn't be able to fit that in a couple of 3-minute songs, which that's probably it. I think I'm done talking now. So yeah, if I got anything wrong, or if you want to talk about it too, you're welcome to. Bye.